May mga pagkakataon, Ina, na and this is the reality, nag-aalaga sila ng mga matatanda. Namatay na yung inaalagaan nila. Kahintay ng programa na ito, inabutan na sila ng wala nang mahanap na employer and
Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Marami ang mga kababayan nating caregivers, mga qualified caregivers. In fact, yung iba meron na yata mga pending PR applications. Marami po sa kanila problemado at risk of losing their status. They are stuck in their application process. Baka meron pong nakaka-relate sa inyo dyan. Yan ang ating pag-uusapan. Kasama ang nagbabalik si Sir Mac Pagaduan ng Canada Vertex Immigration to talk about ito ng mga nangyayari sa mga caregivers natin. Marami ka rin yata mga kliyente, Sir Mac, no, na ganito ang sitwasyon.
madami, Ina, nung actually, I've been an RCIC for 8 years now. And 8 years ago, nag-open ng Caregiver Pathway Pilot. Hanggang ngayon, may mga pilot caregiver clients pa rin ako na naghihintay ng PR. Imagine that.
From 8 years ago, you mean? Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Ang hirap
Wow.
na, no? Kaya hindi mo rin masisi yung mga nag-apply 8 years ago na parang they feel frustrated na nagbubukas ng mga bago at bago, hindi pa nga napaprocess pala yung sa kanila din. 'Di ba?
Yes, talaga namang, Ina, may
Oh.
pinanggagalingan ang hinanaing, 'di ba?
Mm.
I mean, kung ikaw nagtatrabaho na bilang caregiver, passionate ka naman sa trabaho mo, pero gusto mong maiba ang iyong linya, no, lalo na yung mga nag-uumpisa ng mga nurses, no, karamihan kasi sa mga caregiver ngayon, 'di ba, na mga na-hire na pupunta ng Canada are from healthcare sector, 'di ba? So they want to also transition to their real profession. Hanggang ngayon stuck sila sa pagiging caregiver. And that's
Ayan.
pain.
Okay. And so ano ba ang dahilan, Sir Mac? Ito nga yung title natin ano. Guys, take note qualified caregivers, meaning some of them actually met eligibility requirements to become PRs for the PR programs that were launched for caregivers. Bakit
Yes.
pa rin sila at risk of losing status? Yan. Paki-explain nga sa atin, Sir Mac.
Yes. So, unang-una, balikan natin kung bakit nahinto ang eligibility ng mga caregivers for applicants from outside Canada.
Okay.
At ang mga visitor, kung napapansin mo, hindi na sila pwede mag-apply for LMIA-based caregiver. It's because of to respect the pilot program launched in 2019 up to the renewal of the program launched in 2025.
Mm.
So, kung mapapansin, those are pilot programs, ibig sabihin they're not permanent. And so para mag-give respect to these pilot programs, there's a refusal to process of
Yeah.
caregivers from outside Canada and for visitors. Kasi when you're a visitor, your application is for outside Canada. So kaya
Oh,
yung wording kasi medyo technical, so ginawa nating mas madali. So visitor, marami mga visitors noon na nagke-caregiver, hinahire ng mga kapatid na may genuine needs for caregiver naman talaga, and now hindi na siya pwede. So, bakit na-stuck? Kasi nga yun nga nakakainis yung paulit yung pilot, they keep on renewing it, which is good kasi successful naman in the past kaya na-renew. However, parang ang IRCC, they're not prepared for the volume of the applications.
mhm.
When they launched it, they lack manpower, no? Ina-announce naman nila 'yan, no? And at the same time, they also lack budget in hiring qualified officers. So,
Yeah.
hanggang ngayon, sa sobrang tagal ng processing time, the eligibility kasi ng renewal ng work permit, specifically bridging open work permit, most of the programs ng permanent residents is when you meet the eligibility for your PR application. There's an eligibility stage sa PR application. When you passed it, then that's the only time na you are qualified to apply for a bridging open work permit. So
Okay.
dun nai-stuck dahil sa katagalan ng eligibility letter na ma-issue. You know, when you there are two stages, Ina, kasi. You submit your application, and then once you met the requirements, the work experience requirements, na ngayon ay 6 months na lang sa unang pilot program, you will submit your proof of work experience, no? And once they check everything na those work experience are eligible, you will then receive an eligibility letter. Doon,
Okay. Doon ka pa lang pwede makakuha ng BOWP kung ikaw ay isang caregiver.
that's
Oo,
correct.
tama no, Sir Mac. So, ang problema, yun, ang tagal dumating. That's what you're saying.
Ang tagal dumating, no? Example, Ina, nung meron akong clients from the first pilot, kasi second pilot namin 2025, first pilot pa lang, they are able to meet the eligibility requirements, the work experience, which was back then na nagpasa sila ay 12 months, no? After 12 months of obtaining work experience, we submitted everything, and siyempre check ko kung qualified, and they are. Nag-submit kami ng work experience na approved. That was 2 years ago. Hanggang ngayon
Grabe, no?
wala pa rin ang eligibility letter. And I
Oo.
will discuss to you later on kung ano yung magiging options nila.
Oo nga. By the way, may reference tayo. Teka, let me put it up.
Yes.
Ito, no, yung options for work extension for caregivers. Ito yung sinasabi ni Sir Mac kanina, no?
Yes.
Dito makikita ninyo na hindi na madali talaga una sa lahat kuha ng LAMIA-based caregiver job kung ikaw ay wala dito sa Canada or kung ikaw ay visitor. And also nandito yung extending the work permit yata, ano?
Yeah.
One option that is mentioned here, Sir Mac, is kumuha na lang daw ng bagong LMIA si employer. Is that an easy process to do sa ngayon?
I would say the word is not easy. Of course, kailangan ma-meet ng eligibility, number one, yung eligibility ng employer. If they are eligible also to provide evidence that they genuinely need a caregiver. So kung may bata, qualified yung age ng bata, or matanda na may medical needs, or 65 years old and above. And then pangalawa is their capacity to pay the workers by providing financial capacity. So notice of assessment, banking statement, and all that. So pag na-prove again yung LMIA process, right, it's proving that they genuinely need caregivers, then approval is about 1 to 2 months after the job posting. So possible naman. Caregiver LMIA is much parang less complicated versus other LMIA streams.
I see, okay. So ito na, sabi mo, Sir Mac, you can give some tips, okay, sa mga kababayan nating caregivers na hindi pa halimbawa makakuha ng Bridging Open Work Permit. Yun ba unahin natin na, Sir Mac? Ano pwede
Sige.
nilang gawin? Mauubusan na sila ng oras kay hintay.
Yeah,
Mawawala
marami
na
akong
status.
clients ngayon, Ina, lately na naubos na yung, imagine, 36 months ang initial work permit na naibigay sa kanila na employer, job specific LMIA, which is caregiver. Kasi 36 months yung ibibigay na initial work permit, naubos na nila yon
Grabe,
kakahintay.
no? Tagal, okay.
Yes, and up to matatapos ng 36 months, wala pa rin yung eligibility letter. So what would they do? Because I know na siguro narinig na ng maraming mga kababayan na sumubok ng Bridging Open Work Permit na walang eligibility letter. At the beginning of the pilot program, na-approve pa eh. You know, some officers, kasi pag bagong program, they're also humans, no? Nagkakamali or nagiging mabait nagiging lenient sila, di ba? Pero again, parang katulad yung nangyayari ngayon, habang dumadami nag-a-apply, nagiging strict, di ba? So, kaya yung iba nagsasabi sa akin, Sir Mac, yung kasama ko na-approve ng Bridging Open Work Permit pero wala silang eligibility letter. How come ayaw mong i-process yung, sinasabi mo otherwise? So, again, sinasabi ko sa mga clients, balikan natin kung ano yung nasa teksto, kung ano yung eligibility criteria. And whatever happens to their file, I'm here to present to you yung eligibility. And yun yung testamento ng mga RCIC in advising clients. So now na pumasa sila. So you know, ang lagi kong sinasabi, kung kayo ay hindi eligible for bridging open work permit, ihahain ko sa kanila yung mga options, and that's renewing, applying for a new LMIA. So
Okay.
unfortunately, this is a new step, no? If they want to stay in Canada and authorized to work while waiting for their permanent residence, they can apply, they can ask their employer to apply for LMIA.
Okay.
Mm.
Are some employers at this point, baka naisip ko lang 'no, Sir Mac, hindi ba parang nato-turn off na rin at nadi-discourage yung ilang employers to hire caregivers through the TFW program? Because of all these tedious processing, yung backlog, parang nadi-discourage na rin ba from their perspective? Nakaka-discourage?
Well, kung ilalagay ko rin yung sarili ko I'm an employer of a caregiver as well, Ina.
Oh, okay.
And frustrating kasi lalo na ako, I fully understand yung technicalities ng LMIA at
Oo.
saka ng program ng foreign worker, no? And I also have clients na employers, sometimes they don't believe me anymore, alam mo yun? Kasi
Oo.
parang, okay, i-offer ko 'to. Ang processing time during that time na hinire nila ako was 12 months, and now it's 5 years. 'Di ba, parang it's a joke, no? So
Yeah.
nakaka-frustrate on their part, lalo na may mga pagkakataon, Ina, na may mga clients ako na, and this is the reality, nag-aalaga sila ng mga matatanda, namatay na yung inaalagaan nila.
Oo, 'no?
Kakahintay ng programa na ito, inabutan na sila ng ano, wala nang mahanap na employer, and sadly yung iba, umuuwi ng Pilipinas to wait for their permanent residence. And that's another option. Kung talagang wala na mahanap, you can wait for your permanent residence in the Philippines or to your home country.
Yeah. So, dalawa na yung nape-present mo 'no, Sir Mac. Una, ask your employer to get a new LMIA. And
Mhm.
second, wait for your application back in the Philippines.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Meron pa bang pangatlo?
Well, yung iba na may mga kamag-anak dito sa Canada, they transition to visitor record. So,
Mm.
kung meron namang magsu-support sa'yo, again, that's another option. Kung gusto mo maghintay dito at wala ka namang pamilyang, nag-aabang sa Pilipinas, mostly single yung mga nagsi-switch to visitors, no? You can also wait. You are authorized, no, to wait your permanent residence, decision sa
Oh.
Canada.
I think what's difficult about all these options yung option 2 and 3 that you
Mm.
presented, yung uncertainty of the waiting time. Hindi lang uncertainty, it seems like it's just getting longer and longer yung processing time na sinasabi ng IRCC. And siyempre, maraming mga sinusustentuhan din yung mga caregivers na ito. They really can't, some of them can't afford to go home, di ba? Pero ganun talaga guys, ano?
Oo.
Ang hirap na. Ano ba nangyayari dito sa IRCC? Bakit parang in this caregiver program, Sir Mac, sobra-sobra din yung backlog? Is it
Oo.
unique to the caregivers? May nakikita ka ba bakit itong programa na ito ay mas
Unique.
dahil
Unique
sa
talaga I mean, if you're going to take a look at the ecosystem ngayon ng IRCC, talagang backlogs is their number one issue, no? Although may improvements recently sa processing time, ang caregiver is very special na hanggang actually back when I was a foreign worker, issue na rin ng caregiver ang tagal-tagal ng processing time. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit parang least priority ng IRCC ang mga caregivers when in fact they're very important as in the economy, no, lalo na yung
Mhm.
mga tulad nating mga full-time parents na nagre-rely sa reliable caregiver, hindi tayo makakapag-work and makakapag-contribute sa economy to work full-time if they're not there, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So they're very important in everyday lives of Canadians. So nakakalungkot lang na sabihin man nila na priority ang caregiver, it doesn't show dun
Oo.
sa ano, dun sa processing time pa lang. You know, when it's priority, improve the processing time,
Oo
'di ba?
nga, eh.
Mm.
Naalala ko, Sir Mac, alam mo, I had an episode, siguro mga 2 months ago siguro. talking about caregivers. Talking about the TR to PR program na hindi
Mm.
naman talaga bagong program, 'di ba? Somebody commented na feeling daw niya nung napaliwanag na wala naman palang parating talaga na TR to PR program, siya ay isang caregiver and now they're realizing baka kami yung na-draw. Kasi meron daw time na sunod-sunod silang magkakaibigan na caregivers na biglang na-process yung kanilang mga applications
Mhm.
unexpected. Hindi ko alam kung unexpectedly pa, may backlog na nga 'no.
Oo.
Pero meron ka bang nabalitaan gano'ng mga stories? Baka yung hunch ninyo, nabunot because of the,
Hmm.
expedition o yung pag-expedite
Yeah.
ng, nung TR to PR na
Well,
'yan?
nababasa ko 'yan, Ina. I don't have the first-hand experience, no.
Oh,
I still have a lot of clients, within the categories na na-mention nila for that specific,
hmm,
facilitation or expedition or initiatives. Maybe nagkataon lang nung in-announce,
oo nga.
due date talaga nila ng processing.
Oo
So,
nga,
it's hard, wala ng transparency ang IRCC, right? So, it's
Yeah.
hard to believe anymore, no? As much as I want to be, I am a stakeholder, one of the stakeholders ng IRCC. I'm belong to the community. However, marami ring I don't trust anymore, no, to be honest with you. Ang IRCC when it comes to what they are actually announcing, no?
Oo, oo. Ang
Mm,
hirap talaga.
hirap.
Which reminds me, speaking of the TR to PR program, nung May ang sinabi ni Immigration Minister Leila Diab, maglalabas sila ng numbers kung ilan na yung na-process dun sa TR to PR na
Mhm.
30,000. I assume dapat siguro hindi pa dapat nila i-explain ano ding mga job ano yun, mga occupations yung nakapasok at saang programa sila nag-apply. Wala pa ring transparency about that. It's really unclear how they executed this fast tracking of TR to PR na nangyayari na, 'di ba? Sabi niya April yun, wala namang lumabas.
Yeah, so kaya alam natin kung saan tayo nanggagaling, no, yung mga komento
Oo,
natin. It's because wala, yung when they announce something, may-e-excite yung mga tao because these people are, they're living people, no, hindi tayo naglalaro sa buhay nila. So they need to be really serious when they announce something. There should be a system in place, no.
yeah.
It says they will break down the numbers, then dapat they live up to it, makikita ng mga aplikante. And otherwise, we won't believe them anymore. So,
Yeah, and
katulad
guys
nito,
remember
yes,
per
katulad nito,
ah,
madaming mga employers din ang humihiyaw ngayon dahil remember, no, sinara nila na naman yung, not sinara, pinost nila na naman yung second pilot program, right?
mhm,
So that should have been launched this year of March 31, no,
oo.
2026. But before launching, sinabi nila na ano, ipo-pause nila, right? So, ang natitira ngayon ng mga population ng caregivers, siyempre yung mga na-PR na in the past, hindi na sila bumabalik sa pagka-caregiver lalo na kung naghintay ka na ng 5 years or longer, right? So, napapagod na rin, di ba? And saan kukuha ng new caregivers ang mga employers? We're growing population, right? May mga bata na sinilang, no?
Yeah,
Andiyan yan sa census, nangangailangan ng mga caregivers when they stop hiring caregivers from outside Canada.
mhm, mhm.
So, Quebec lang. If you are employer from Quebec, pwede mag-apply ng LMIA-based caregiver. But paano yung mga remaining provinces, 'di ba?
Oo,
So hinda
I
na
agree.
nahihirapan na rin ang mga employers.
Oo, good point at hindi lang yung mga bagong bata 'no, na lumalabas sa mundo dito sa Canada. We all know that yung aging population ng Canada, that is a fact. Ang dami po talagang mas, nangangailangan ng caregivers because of the elderly needs 'no, oo nga naman. Ay
Yeah.
naku, anyway, Sir Mac, okey na tatlo lang ba? Meron pa po bang pang-apat bago baka may makaligtaan
Ah,
tayo before we,
Nasabi ko na lahat, so I believe that's all for now.
Iyan, oo. Baka yung mga kababayan nating caregivers, meron din kayong mga kwento, you wanna share with us, ano na nangyari sa inyo sa kahihintay sa inyong PR application.
Mhm.
Tsaka how long na kayo since nag-apply, no? Put them down there. I'm so curious, lalo na dun sa mga sinasabi ni Sir Mac na meron mga 8 years na. Ano
Mm.
bang nangyari sa PR application na yun, ano? Okay, we'll end this episode here. Yung email po ni Sir Mac, yung gumagapang po dyan sa ibaba, if you wanna get in touch with him. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, Sir Mac!
Thank you.
Bye!
Bye-bye.